I stood in the Marriott lobby on February 14th at 6:47 p.m., watching my wife's face drain of color as the receptionist told her that room 604, the one she'd booked under Mr. and Mrs. Anderson, had been canceled 4 months ago, and my hands weren't even shaking anymore because I'd spent 118 days planning this exact moment. If you've got some time and maybe something to drink, settle in. This one's a long ride, and honestly, you're going to need to hear the whole thing to understand how I got here, standing in a hotel lobby on Valentine's Day, watching my marriage explode in real time while other guests pretended not to stare. So, here's the thing everyone wants to know. Why did I wait 4 months? Why didn't I just confront her the night I found out? And why the hell did I choose Valentine's Day, of all days, to burn it all down? Because for 7 years, my wife Amanda made me feel crazy. Paranoid, insecure, too sensitive, and I needed to prove to her, to myself, to everyone who watched her gaslight me, that I wasn't any of those things. I was just a man who was finally paying attention. This is the story of how I discovered my wife's secret double life, spent 4 months gathering evidence while she continued to lie to my face, and then orchestrated the most satisfying Valentine's Day of my life. It's about betrayal, sure, but it's also about the moment you stop being a victim and start being the strategist in your own story. Let me take you back to the beginning. 7 years. That's how long Amanda and I were married. We met in 2016 at a mutual friend's wedding. You know, one of those cliché, caught the bouquet and locked eyes across the dance floor moments that makes you believe in fate. We dated for a year, got married in 2017, and for a while, I genuinely thought we were happy. Not perfect, obviously. No marriages, but solid. We were the couple people called relationship goals. We lived in a decent townhouse in the Denver suburbs. Both had good jobs. I'm a financial analyst at an investment firm. She was a real estate agent at a luxury firm. We were dinks, you know. Dual income, no kids. We did the things happy couples do. Friday date nights at our favorite Italian place, Osteria Marco. Weekend hikes up 14ers, trivia nights with friends where we'd crush the finance and pop culture categories. I thought I knew her. I thought I knew us. The thing about betrayal is that it doesn't announce itself with trumpets and neon signs. It's quieter than that. It's 1,000 tiny moments you ignore because acknowledging them means your whole world might be a lie. And who wants to live in that kind of uncertainty? Looking back now, I can see when things started to shift. Summer of 2022. Amanda's career was taking off. She'd become one of the top agents at her firm, working with high net worth clients, closing million-dollar deals. I was proud of her, genuinely. When she started taking girls' weekend trips every couple months, Aspen, Santa Fe, Scottsdale, I thought, good for her, she's earned it. She works hard. Fall of 2022, she got really into her appearance. New gym membership at one of those bougie places with eucalyptus towels and smoothie bars. Botox appointments. A whole new wardrobe that cost more than my car payment. I remember thinking she looked great, told her so. She'd just smile and say something like, "I need to look good for clients, babe." Image is everything in luxury real estate. Made sense, right? Then came the phone thing. December 2022. Amanda started keeping her phone face down on the table. Started taking calls in the other room. Put a password on her iPad. We'd always shared passwords before, never had secrets. When I asked about it, casually, just, "Hey, what's the new iPad password?" She looked at me like I'd accused her of murder. "Why do you need it?" she said. Not defensive exactly. More like testing me. "I don't know, just wanted to check the weather," I said. "Use your own phone, Chris. I deserve some privacy." That word, privacy. It landed weird, you know? Like, we're married. We share a bathroom, a bed, a mortgage. But sure, privacy. That was the first time she called me controlling, not the last. By early 2023, the gaslighting was in full swing. I just didn't have a name for it yet. I'd mention that she seemed distant, and she'd flip it. "You're being paranoid." I'd ask about her weekend plans, and she'd snap, "Why are you interrogating me?" I'd suggest we spend more time together, and she'd sigh, "You're suffocating me, Chris. I need space." I started seeing a therapist in March 2023. Told Dr. Hayes I was stressed about work, anxious about my relationship, couldn't sleep. She asked me to describe what was happening at home, and I remember sitting there listing all these little things: the phone, the distance, Amanda's sudden criticism of everything about me. My job was boring. I was letting myself go. I wasn't ambitious enough. Dr. Hayes listened, didn't say much. Then, in May, she said something that stuck with me. "Christopher, it's possible both things are true. You might have anxiety, and there might also be legitimate concerns in your relationship. They're not mutually exclusive." I nodded, but I didn't believe her. I thought I was the problem. I was too needy, too jealous, too something. So I tried harder. I worked on myself. I tried to be less clingy, more supportive, more whatever Amanda needed me to be. Summer of 2023 was rough. Amanda forgot our 6th anniversary in July. Completely forgot. We had reservations at this place we'd been trying to get into for months, and she just didn't show up. Called me at 8 p.m. from the office, said she was closing on a mansion deal, couldn't leave, so sorry, babe. I sat at that restaurant alone for 45 minutes before I canceled the reservation and went home. Ate leftover pizza on the couch, tried not to cry. When she got home at midnight, she kissed my forehead and said, "Thank you for understanding. This deal is huge for us." Us, like her commission was our anniversary present. August 2023, I found a receipt in her car. Agent provocateur, $340 of lingerie. I'd never seen her wear anything from there. When I asked about it, casual, just, "Hey, is this a new store you like?" She got this look, not guilty, annoyed. "Yes, Chris. I bought myself nice lingerie. Is that a crime?" "No, You just what? You want to police what I spend my own money on?" And there it was again. I was the bad guy for noticing. September 2023. She took a 4-day trip to San Diego for a broker conference. I Googled it later. There was no conference, none. At least not for her firm, not those dates. When I mentioned it to her, she didn't miss a beat. "It was a small industry thing, Chris. Not everything is online. God, you're so suspicious lately. It's exhausting." I apologized. Can you believe that? I apologized for asking a question. Our friend group started noticing something was off. Brandon, my best friend since college, pulled me aside at a barbecue and said, "Man, are you guys okay? Amanda seems different." "Yeah," I said. "She's just stressed with work." I was still defending her, still protecting the lie. By October 2023, our sex life had dropped to maybe once a month, if that. Amanda was always exhausted, always had an early morning, always something. I tried not to take it personally, but come on, we're in our 30s, not our 70s. That's where I was mentally on October 12th, 2023, at 11:47 p.m. Tired, confused, starting to wonder if maybe I really was paranoid like she kept saying. Maybe I was the problem. Maybe. Then I saw the email. I'd woken up thirsty, reached for Amanda's iPad on the nightstand just to check the time. The screen lit up with a notification. Email from Marriott. Marriott confirmation, Valentine's getaway package. 2 rooms. My first thought, I swear to God, was, oh, she's planning a surprise for us. That's sweet. I opened the email. We shared an Apple ID, so technically I wasn't snooping. Technically. In 2 separate confirmations. Room 1. Mr. and Mrs. Anderson, King Suite, February 13th, 15th, 2024. $847 for 2 nights. Room 2, Amanda Barrett, Standard Queen, February 14th to the 15th, 2024. $380 for 1 night. I stared at that screen for what felt like an hour, but was probably 30 seconds. My brain was doing gymnastics trying to make it make sense. Maybe she booked 2 rooms by accident. Maybe 1 is for a friend. Maybe, who the hell are Mr. and Mrs. Anderson? I sat up in bed. Amanda was asleep next to me, peaceful, her face half buried in the pillow. She looked like my wife, but suddenly I didn't know who she was. I didn't sleep that night. I lay there, iPad clutched to my chest, feeling my heart trying to break through my ribs. At 6 a.m., Amanda's alarm went off. She stretched, kissed me on the forehead like nothing was wrong, and said, "Morning, babe. I've got an early showing." I watched her get ready, watched her put on makeup, do her hair, pick out a dress. She looked beautiful. She looked like a stranger. "Have a good day," I said. "You too," she said, and left. The second the door closed, I grabbed my laptop. Opened our shared cloud account. We backed up photos there, documents, everything. Started searching. I found them. Hotel confirmations going back 2 years. All with the same pattern. 2 rooms, always. One under a fake name, one under hers. Valentine's 2022. 2 rooms in Aspen during her girls' ski trip. Our anniversary, July 2022. 2 rooms in Santa Fe during her broker retreat. My birthday, September 2022. 2 rooms in Scottsdale during her client meeting weekend. Christmas, 2022. 2 rooms in Vail during her emergency visit to a college friend. Valentine's 2023. 2 rooms in Breckenridge during another girls' weekend. 23 different trips. 46 room bookings. 2 years of lies. I pulled up our credit card statements, started cross-referencing, charges at expensive steakhouses on nights she said she was working late. Uber rides to an address in Cherry Creek I didn't recognize. Hotel minibar charges during her solo work trips. Vodka tonics. Amanda doesn't drink vodka, she's a wine person. Charges at Victoria's Secret, Agent Provocateur, La Perla. Hundreds of dollars I'd never questioned because she made good money. Why would I police her spending? I felt like I was watching my life through someone else's eyes. Like I was reading about a stranger's marriage, not my own. I spent 3 days going through everything. Her calendar, her emails, her credit card history. Deleted calendar events that I recovered from the cloud backup. RM, Park Hyatt 8 p.m. RC dinner, Edgewater. R, weekend Aspen. RC RM. I found him on her Instagram followers. Ryan Crawford, tech investor, married, 2 kids, based in Denver. Amanda had sold him a $3.2 million house in June 2022. June 2022, the same month the hotel bookings started. I Googled him, found photos of him at charity galas Amanda had attended for work. The Denver Arts Foundation. The Colorado Tech Initiative. In one photo from September 2023, they're at the same table. Amanda's laughing, his hand is on the back of her chair. I zoomed in on that photo until the pixels blurred, studied his face, her face, the space between them. Looking for evidence, looking for proof of what I already knew. She was fucking him. For 2 years, my wife had been fucking Ryan Crawford. October 21st, 2023. I drafted a text to Amanda. I know about Ryan. We need to talk. My thumb hovered over send for 10 minutes. Then I thought about what would happen if I sent it. She'd deny it. Call me paranoid again. Crazy. Jealous. She'd gaslight me into believing I misunderstood those emails, those charges, those calendar entries. She'd make me apologize for not trusting her. And even if she admitted it, what then? She'd cry, say it was a mistake, beg for forgiveness. And maybe, because I'm an idiot who still loved her, I'd believe her. We'd go to counseling. She'd promise to stop. And 6 months later, she'd be right back at it, just better at hiding it. I deleted the text. New plan. I need proof. Undeniable, irrefutable proof. Video, photos, something she can't talk her way out of. I called Brandon that night, told him everything. He listened, didn't interrupt, and when I finished, he said, "Dude, I've been there. Exactly there. My ex did the same thing." Brandon had been divorced for 3 years. His ex-wife had cheated with a coworker, gaslit him for months, and he'd confronted her too early. She denied it, he couldn't prove it, and he ended up looking like the jealous asshole. They divorced anyway, but the narrative was that he was controlling and paranoid. "Don't confront her yet," Brandon said. "Get everything in order first. Lawyer, evidence, exit plan, then burn it down." October 30th, 2023. I met with Robert Mitchell, a divorce attorney Brandon recommended. Shark reputation. Expensive, but worth it. I showed Robert everything. The emails, the credit cards, the calendar, the photos. He nodded, took notes, and said, "This is good. But in Colorado, we're a no-fault state. Infidelity doesn't technically matter for the divorce itself, but it does matter for spousal maintenance and asset division, and it matters for leverage." "Leverage?" I said. "If you confront her with all this evidence," Robert said, "she'll want to settle fast and quietly. She won't want this going to trial where it becomes public record. You'll have the upper hand." "I want more than the upper hand," I said. "I want the truth out there. I want everyone to know what she did. Robert leaned back in his chair, studied me. That's a different strategy. That's not just divorce, that's exposure. Are you sure? I've never been more sure of anything, I said. Okay, Robert said. Then let's build your case. November 1st, 2023. I hired a private investigator. Detective Frank Morrison, former police detective, now does surveillance for divorce cases. $5,000 retainer. Worth every penny. I gave Frank everything. Ryan's address, Amanda's schedule, suspected meeting locations. Frank said, "Don't change your behavior at all. Act normal. Let her think she's getting away with it." So, that's what I did. I went home to my wife every night, kissed her hello, asked about her day, listened to her lie, made dinner, watched TV, went to bed. And every day I documented, took screenshots, made spreadsheets, noted every time she used one of her gaslighting phrases. November the 2nd. You're being paranoid, when I asked why she was texting so much at dinner. November 8th. I need space, you're suffocating me, when I suggested we have a date night. November 15th. You're projecting your insecurity, when I noticed she'd deleted text threads. November 20th. Why are you so controlling, when I asked about her weekend plans? November 27th. I feel like I'm walking on eggshells around you. That last one almost made me laugh. She felt like she was walking on eggshells. The fucking irony. By mid-November, I had 47 documented instances of gaslighting. 47 times she'd made me doubt my own reality. November 18th, 2023. Frank called, said, "I've got something. You should see this." I met him at a coffee shop. He handed me a tablet, pressed play on a video. Park Hyatt, Denver. November 15th, 6:30 p.m. The lobby. Amanda walks in, wearing the black dress I'd complimented that morning. "You look beautiful," I'd said. "Thanks, babe," she'd said. "Big client dinner." In the video, Ryan Crawford meets her at the elevators. He's in a suit, looks successful, confident. The kind of guy who knows he can have whatever he wants. He kisses her, not a peck, a real kiss. His hand slides down to her lower back, pulls her against him. She melts into it, smiles up at him, like he's the only person in the world. They get in the elevator together. His hand never leaves her waist. I watched that video 3 times in Frank's car. Then I opened the door and threw up in the parking lot. I sat there for 2 hours, head against the steering wheel, unable to move. Finally, I texted Brandon. "It's real, I saw it." He called immediately. "Where are you?" "Parking lot." "Stay there, I'm coming to you." He found me an hour later, still sitting there. Didn't say anything, just got in the passenger seat. We sat in silence for 20 minutes. Finally, I said, "I thought maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was being paranoid like she said. But I wasn't." "No," Brandon said. "You weren't." That night, I went home. Amanda was in the kitchen cooking pasta. She smiled when I walked in. "Hey babe, how was your day?" I almost screamed, almost grabbed her by the shoulders and said, "I watched you kiss him, I know everything." Instead, I said, "Fine, long day." We ate dinner together. She told me about a difficult client. I nodded sympathetically. She asked if I wanted to watch a movie. I said sure. We sat on the couch, her head on my shoulder, and I wanted to push her away. Wanted to recoil from her touch, but I didn't, because I had a plan now, and the plan required patience. November 21st, 2023. Therapy with Dr. Hayes. "I have proof," I told her. Video. I watched her kiss him. I broke down completely. Cried harder than I'd cried since my grandmother died. Dr. Hayes handed me tissues, waited. "What do you want to do?" she asked. "I want to hurt her the way she hurt me," I said. "But I also want to just disappear. Move away, start over, never see her again." "Those are both valid feelings," Dr. Hayes said. "But what serves your healing, long term?" "I don't know yet," I said, "but I know I'm not confronting her until I'm ready, until I have everything I need to protect myself." Dr. Hayes nodded. "Then take your time. But Christopher, remember, revenge doesn't heal the wound. It just changes who's bleeding." I thought about that a lot over the next few months. She was right in a way, but she was also wrong, because this wasn't just about revenge. It was about truth. It was about proving to everyone, including myself, that I wasn't paranoid. I wasn't crazy. I was right all along. December 2023. Phase 1. Financial protection. I opened a separate bank account Amanda didn't know about. Quietly moved 50% of our savings, $87,000. Changed my 401k beneficiary from Amanda to my parents. Removed her from my life insurance. Paid off the credit card in my name only. Opened a new one she had no access to. I documented every marital asset, the townhouse, worth about $485,000. We owed $220,000 on the mortgage. 2 cars, mine, a paid-off 2018 Toyota, hers, a leased 2021 Audi, savings $174,000. My retirement, $320,000, hers, $95,000. Robert reviewed everything, nodded approvingly. You're doing this right. In Colorado, it's a 50-50 split, but we can argue she dissipated marital assets on the affair, hotels, restaurants, gifts for Ryan, that all comes out of her share. Meanwhile, I kept my count of gaslighting incidents. December added 19 more to the list. 19 times she twisted reality, made me doubt myself, called me controlling or paranoid or insecure. Christmas 2023 was surreal. Amanda's parents came to visit. Carol and Dennis Sullivan, traditional Catholic family, always talked about how marriage is sacred, how divorce is a sin. They loved me, called me son. We all sat around the Christmas tree exchanging gifts. I got Amanda diamond earrings, $3,200. She cried, hugged me, said I was too good to her. Carol commented, "You two are such relationship goals. We're so lucky Christopher is part of our family." I smiled, said, "I'm the lucky one." If only they knew. If only they had any idea what their daughter had been doing. December 26th, Amanda left for a last-minute client emergency. Supposed to be back on the 28th. Frank confirmed. Park Hyatt with Ryan. 2 nights. While her parents were still at our house, Amanda was in a hotel with another man. On December 28th, when she came home, her mom hugged her, said, "We're so proud of you, working so hard." Amanda hugged her back, said, "Thanks, Mom, you raised me right." I wanted to laugh, or scream, or both. January 2024. Phase 2. Evidence gathering. Frank continued surveillance, sent me updates twice a week. Amanda and Ryan were getting sloppy, or maybe they just felt invincible. January 5th, dinner at Elway's downtown. January 12th, weekend in Breckenridge. January 19th, Ryan's car parked at Amanda's office building until 11 p.m. Through Robert, I subpoenaed Amanda's phone records. Colorado allows discovery before divorce filing if you can show good cause. We had good cause. The records showed 1,847 text messages to Ryan's number between October and December alone. 4 out of 12 phone calls, averaging 23 minutes each. I did the math. Amanda spent 107 hours on the phone with Ryan in 3 months. She spent maybe 12 hours talking to me in that same time. I started researching Ryan's life. LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, public records. Married to Jennifer Crawford, a pediatric nurse. 2 kids, Sophia, 10 years old, Ann Mason, 8. They lived in a $2.1 million house in Cherry Creek. Ryan was on the board of 2 charities, constantly photographed at galas and fundraisers, always with Jennifer by his side, smiling, the picture of a happy family. Jennifer's Facebook was public. I scrolled through her posts, photos of family vacations, Ryan coaching Mason's soccer team, date night selfies, January 15th. Post, grateful for my rock, my partner, my love. I felt sick for her. She had no idea her husband was spending his nights with my wife. January 18th, 2024. Therapy. I don't feel sad anymore, I told Dr. Hayes. I feel clear, cold. You're detaching emotionally, she said. It's a protective mechanism. For years, Amanda made me think I was crazy, I said. Paranoid, too sensitive. But I was right about everything. And when I finally prove it, when everyone sees the truth, what happens then? Dr. Hayes asked. Then I'm free, I said. Actually free, not just divorced, free from her manipulation, free from doubting myself. Dr. Hayes was quiet for a moment. Then she said, "Christopher, when you finally expose this, what do you think will happen?" "She'll lose everything," I said. "Her reputation, her family's respect, maybe her job, her marriage, everything." "And that's what you want?" "That's what she deserves," I said. "She didn't just cheat, she gaslit me for 2 years. She made me feel like I was losing my mind. So yes, I want her to lose everything, the same way she made me feel like I was losing everything." Dr. Hayes nodded slowly. "Just remember, revenge doesn't heal the wound, it just changes who's bleeding," I finished. "I know, but maybe I need to see her bleed a little to prove this was real, that I'm not crazy." February 1st, 2024. Phase 3. Final execution prep. I logged into the Marriott website. Both reservations were still there. Room 604 under Mr. and Mrs. Anderson. Room 606 under Amanda Barrett. I called the hotel, asked to speak to the manager. Got a guy named Greg. "Hi, Greg. This is going to sound weird, but I need your help with something." I explained the situation. My wife booked a room for an affair. I want to cancel the affair room last minute, book the room next to hers for myself, and confront her on Valentine's Day. Expected Greg to say no, cite privacy policy or some corporate nonsense. Instead, Greg was quiet for a second, then said, "My ex-wife did something similar. I know exactly how you feel." "So, you'll help?" "Tell me what you need," Greg said. February 3rd, Greg agreed to A. Cancel the Mr. and Mrs. Anderson room on February 10th, and B. Text me immediately when Amanda and Ryan checked in on the 14th. February 5th, I booked room 606, right next door to where Amanda would be staying, for myself. Valentine's Day. February 8th, Robert had the divorce papers finalized, ready to serve. February 10th, at exactly 3:47 p.m., I canceled Ryan's hotel room. February 12th, I made a decision. Jennifer Crawford deserved to know. She'd been lied to, just like me. She deserved the truth. I sent her a Facebook message. "We don't know each other, but there's something you need to know about your husband. Can we meet?" She responded an hour later. "Who is this?" "Someone whose wife is having an affair with Ryan. I have proof." 3 dots appeared, disappeared, appeared again. Finally, when and where? February 13th, 7 p.m. Coffee shop in Capitol Hill, far from Cherry Creek, where she might run into people she knows. Jennifer showed up exactly on time. Pretty, looked tired. The kind of tired that comes from working 12-hour shifts at a children's hospital and raising 2 kids. We sat down. I showed her everything. The hotel bookings, the credit card charges, the surveillance photos, the video of them kissing in the Park Hyatt lobby. She watched it all without expression. Then she excused herself, went to the bathroom, and I heard her crying through the door. When she came back, her eyes were red. "I knew something was wrong," she said. "He's been distant for months. More business trips, more late nights. When I asked about it, he said I was being paranoid, that I was stressed from work and imagining things." "She said the same thing to me," I said. "How many times?" Jennifer asked. 47, I said. I counted. Jennifer laughed, but it wasn't a happy sound. "Jesus, we're both idiots, huh?" "We're not idiots," I said. "We trusted the wrong people." We sat there for a while, 2 strangers bonded by the same betrayal. Finally, Jennifer said, "What are you going to do?" "Tomorrow night," I said, "I'm confronting them at the Marriott. They think they're having a romantic Valentine's getaway. But the room Ryan booked is canceled, and I'll be there, with divorce papers." Jennifer stared at me. "You've been planning this?" "For 4 months." "Can I come?" she asked. I wasn't expecting that. "Are you sure?" "Ryan has been lying to my face for God knows how long," she said, making me feel crazy. "If he's going to be confronted, I want to be there." "Okay," I said. "I'll text you tomorrow when they arrive." February 14th, 2024, Valentine's Day. The day I'd been planning for 118 days. I woke up at 5:47 a.m. Amanda was still asleep next to me, her phone buzzing on the nightstand. I didn't look, didn't need to. I knew it was Ryan texting her about tonight. I got up, made coffee, and thought, by midnight, my old life will be over. Amanda woke up at 6:30. I brought her coffee in bed, kissed her forehead. Felt nothing. "Happy Valentine's Day, babe," she said, stretching. "Happy Valentine's Day," I said. She looked guilty. Good, she should. "Listen, I'm so sorry, but I have a client emergency tonight. Big investor, needs to close by Friday." "Tonight?" I said. "On Valentine's?" She sighed, touched my hand. "I know, I'm the worst. But this commission is huge. I'll make it up to you this weekend, I promise." "It's okay," I said. "I understand. Work comes first." She kissed me. "You're too good to me." I smiled, thought, not anymore. We exchanged small gifts. I gave her chocolates. She gave me cologne. We took a selfie together, her idea. She posted it to Instagram. "Even when life gets crazy, grateful for this one. Happy Valentine's Day to my forever person." The comments rolled in. "You guys are goals. So lucky to have each other. Couple of the year." I wanted to vomit. Amanda left at 11 a.m., suitcase in hand. "See you tomorrow, babe." "See you tomorrow," I said. The second she was gone, I started moving. Met Brandon for lunch at noon. He said, "Are you sure about this? There's no going back." "I've never been more sure of anything," I said. Checked into the Marriott at 3 p.m., room 606. The woman at the desk said, "Checking in alone on Valentine's Day?" "Not exactly," I said. At 2:47 p.m., Greg texted, "Amanda Barrett checked into room 604. At 5:32 p.m., "Ryan Crawford just tried to check in, telling him now the reservation is canceled." I stood by my door listening, heard voices in the hallway. Ryan's, "What do you mean canceled? I have a confirmation number." The receptionist, "I'm sorry, sir. This reservation was canceled on February 10th. I heard Amanda's voice, panicked. "Ryan, what's happening?" "I don't know," Ryan said. "Let me call the bank. My card might have..." I opened my door, stepped into the hallway. Amanda saw me, her face drained of all color. Looked like she'd seen a ghost. "Chris," she said, What are you doing here?" I looked at her, then at Ryan, then back at her. Calm. So calm. "Hi, honey. How's your client meeting?" Amanda stammered. "This isn't... We're just..." Ryan stepped forward, hand out like he was going to explain. "Look, man, this is..." "Does your wife know you're here?" I asked him. Ryan froze. "My wife? What are you..." The elevator dinged. Jennifer Crawford stepped out. "Hi, honey," Jennifer said to Ryan. "Surprise!" Ryan's face went white. "Jen, what are you... How did I know?" Jennifer said. "Christopher told me, showed me everything. The hotel bookings, the credit card charges, the video of you kissing her." Amanda looked at me, eyes wide. "You've been spying on us? That's illegal." "Colorado is a one-party consent state," I said. "Every recording I have is legal. Every photo, every credit card statement, all of it." People were starting to stare. Hotel guests in the hallway, some with phones out. This was turning into a scene. Good. Let them watch. "Chris, please," Amanda said, grabbing my arm. "Let's talk in private. This doesn't have to be..." I pulled my arm away. "Private? Like the 73 hotel rooms you've booked with him over 2 years?" Her mouth opened, closed. No words. Ryan tried to pull Jennifer aside. "Jen, the kids..." "Don't you dare bring up the kids," Jennifer snapped. "Don't you dare. I've already called my lawyer." I pulled out a manila envelope, handed it to Amanda. "You've been served. Divorce papers. You can sign, we settle this fast and quiet, or we go to trial, and all of this becomes public record. Your choice." Amanda opened the envelope with shaking hands, started reading, started crying. "Chris, please, we can fix this. I made a mistake." "You made a mistake?" I said. 47 times you called me paranoid. 47 times you gaslit me, made me feel crazy. 2 years of lying to my face. That's not a mistake. That's a pattern. I handed her a second folder, thick, full of papers. "This is every piece of evidence, every hotel confirmation, every credit card charge, every lie, every single time you made me doubt my own reality." Amanda sank into a hallway chair, sobbing. Other guests were definitely filming now. "I've already moved out," I said. "Your stuff is in storage unit 447. Here's the key. The townhouse is listed for sale tomorrow. My lawyer will send you settlement terms. You have 72 hours to respond. Where will I go? Amanda whispered. That's not my problem anymore, I said. You should have thought about that before you booked 2 hotel rooms every time you wanted to fuck him. I walked to the elevator, pressed the button, heard Amanda behind me sobbing. I loved you. I made a mistake. I turned back one last time, looked at her, really looked at her. This woman I'd spent 7 years with, this stranger. You made 73 mistakes, I said. Over 2 years. That's not a mistake. That's a choice. And I'm making mine. The elevator doors closed. I went down to the hotel restaurant, met Brandon and Jennifer for dinner, separate tables, but we toasted from across the room, to new beginnings, to the truth, to finally being free. At 8:30 p.m., my phone started blowing up. Amanda's mother. Christopher, what is going on? Amanda just called hysterical. I forwarded the evidence folder to Carol and Dennis Sullivan, added a note, ask her about Ryan Crawford. At 9:15, Ryan's business partner called me. Did you really just expose Ryan in a hotel lobby? Yes, I said, and if you've been covering for him, you're complicit. At 10 p.m., Robert emailed. Amanda's attorney contacted me. She wants to settle quickly. She's scared of this going public. I wrote back, good, I want everything in writing by Friday. I slept in room 606 that night, right next door to where Amanda had planned to spend Valentine's with Ryan, ordered room service, turned off my phone, and I slept better than I had in 4 months. The war wasn't over, but I'd won the first battle. The fallout happened fast. Faster than I expected. February 15th, Amanda's parents called me. Carol Sullivan, crying. We saw everything, the evidence you sent. We're horrified. We raised her better than this. Dennis got on the line. Son, we're so sorry. You deserved better. They told me Amanda had moved in with them, wouldn't come out of her room. Part of me felt satisfaction. Part of me felt nothing, just numb. February 18th, Amanda's sister Melissa called. I always liked you, Chris. I'm sorry she did this to you. She told me their parents were devastated. They're not sure they can look at her the same way. On the friend front, things split down the middle. Some reached out with support. Others sent a group message. We don't want to take sides, so we're stepping back from both of you. Fine by me. Real friends don't abandon you for telling the truth. February 17th, Amanda's boss at the real estate firm called a meeting with her. Found out Ryan Crawford was a client. Their affair violated the firm's ethics policy, fraternization with clients. She was put on administrative leave pending investigation. February 25th, 2 of her biggest clients requested new agents. Turns out, wealthy Denver is a small world. Scandal spreads fast. March 1st, Amanda resigned before she could be fired. Lost her $180,000 a year job. Ryan had his own problems. Jennifer emailed his business partners, the boards he served on, sent them all the evidence. February 22nd, Ryan stepped down from the Denver Arts Foundation board. February 28th, 2 tech companies pulled their investments from his firm. Bad optics, they said. Jennifer filed for divorce February 20th. Demanded full custody. Ryan didn't even fight it. Didn't want the custody battle to expose more of the affair. On March 1st, Amanda's lawyer sent a settlement offer. Robert and I reviewed it. She wanted to settle fast, avoid trial, avoid public record. She got her leased Audi, her retirement account, $95,000, personal items. I got my paid-off Toyota, my retirement, $360,000, 60% of the house equity, about $159,000. Robert had calculated Amanda spent roughly $47,000 in marital funds on the affair over 2 years. Hotels, restaurants, gifts for Ryan, that came out of her share of the house equity. Final tally, Amanda got $59,000 from the house sale. I got $206,000. She signed on March 1st, no contest. She just wanted it over. Divorce finalized September 2024, clean break. But the worst fallout wasn't financial, it was personal. February 28th, Melissa called me again. Chris, I know you're angry, but Amanda's not okay. She's really not okay. What do you mean? I asked. She's not eating, won't shower. She found Amanda's search history, things like how to disappear and easiest way to die. My stomach dropped. March 3rd, Amanda's mother called me, sobbing. "Christopher, please. I know what she did was unforgivable, but we found her researching how to end things. I'm scared." I sat in silence for a full minute, felt anger, felt guilt, felt confusion. "I'm not asking you to forgive her," Carol said. "I'm asking you to tell her she's not worthless. Something, please." I hung up, sat there for an hour, called Brandon. "Did I destroy her?" I asked. "She destroyed herself," Brandon said. "You just showed people who she really is." "But what if she actually—" I couldn't finish the sentence. "That's manipulation, Chris. Amanda's always been dramatic. Don't let her make this about you." "But what if it wasn't manipulation? What if she was actually in danger?" March 4th, I sent Amanda one text. First contact since February 14th. "Your mom called. I'm not going to pretend to forgive you, but I don't want you to hurt yourself. What you did was awful, but you're not worthless. You just made really terrible choices. Get help. For real. Not for me. For you." She responded 2 hours later. "I know I don't deserve your kindness. Thank you. I'm sorry I destroyed us." I didn't respond. Told Dr. Hayes later, "I didn't do it for her. I did it so I could live with myself." By March, the dust was settling. Amanda moved to Phoenix in April. Fresh start, away from the scandal. Got a job at a smaller real estate firm. Lower salary, but something. I heard through mutual friends she was in therapy, actually dealing with her issues this time. In November, someone told me she was dating someone new. I felt nothing. No jealousy, no anger, just indifference. That's how I knew I was healing. Spring 2024, I moved into a one-bedroom apartment in Capitol Hill. Smaller than the townhouse, but actually mine. Decorated it the way I wanted. Plants everywhere. Minimalist furniture. No couple photos, no ghosts. First night alone, I ordered pizza, watched the Nuggets game, and thought, this is okay. I'm okay. Therapy helped. Dr. Hayes and I went from weekly sessions to twice a week through spring. I processed the gaslighting, the betrayal, the guilt about Amanda's mental health. I thought marriage meant forever, I told Dr. Hayes in April. Now I don't know if I can trust anyone again. Trust isn't the problem, she said. Trusting the wrong person was. You can learn to recognize red flags, to set boundaries, to not lose yourself in a relationship. May, I had a breakthrough. I didn't fail, the marriage failed. Those aren't the same thing. I started running again, signed up for the Chicago Marathon in October, lost 15 pounds of stress weight, gained muscle, got a new haircut, updated my wardrobe, not trying to impress anyone, just taking care of myself. June, I got promoted at work. Senior manager, $25,000 salary bump. Used the bonus to book a trip to Ireland for September. Somewhere Amanda never wanted to go. Brandon and I created a Thursday night tradition. Basketball at the rec center, beers after. He'd been through divorce, knew what I needed. Just someone to shoot around with, someone who got it. I reconnected with college friends I'd lost touch with during the marriage. Joined a volleyball league, made new friends. Realized I forgot what it was like to have fun without worrying if my wife would approve. July, Brandon convinced me to try dating apps. Just get back out there, man, even if it's just practice. I was hesitant. Created a profile on Hinge, matched with a few women. Went on 2 dates in August. Both were nice, but I felt nothing. No connection, no spark. I realized I wasn't ready, and that was okay. Deleted the apps, focused on myself. September 14th, I went to a friend's wedding, met a woman named Rachel, 31, graphic designer, easy to talk to. We ended up talking for 3 hours, exchanged numbers. It wasn't love at first sight, but it was comfortable, curious, like maybe, eventually, I could trust someone again. We texted for weeks before our first date, took it slow. On our second date, I told her about the divorce. I need you to know my baggage up front. She didn't flinch. We all have baggage. Question is whether you've unpacked it yet. I'm working on it, I said. That's all anyone can do, she said. October 13th, I ran the Chicago Marathon. Brandon flew in to cheer me on. Finished in 3:42 or 17, personal record. Crossed that finish line and thought, I can do hard things. I can survive hard things. November, Thanksgiving. Spent it with my parents and few close friends. New tradition, didn't think about Amanda once. First holiday season. In years I wasn't stressed about buying the perfect gift or performing the perfect relationship for social media. By December 2024, I was someone I barely recognized. But in the best way. New apartment, new routines, new friends, maybe even new love if Rachel and I kept going. December 25th, 2024, Christmas Day. 1 year and 11 days since that Christmas with Amanda's parents, when I was still pretending, still dying inside. Rachel stayed over last night. Nothing serious yet, just nice, easy, healthy. I made coffee this morning, looked out my window at the Denver skyline, and thought about where I was a year ago. Last Christmas I was miserable, lying to everyone, lying to myself, watching my wife lie to my face while her parents called us relationship goals. This Christmas, I'm content, not perfect. Still seeing Dr. Hayes once a month, still have days where I'm angry or sad or confused. But mostly, I'm okay. I heard through mutual friends that Amanda's doing better in Phoenix. New job, new life, still in therapy, dating someone. Good for her, honestly. I hope she's actually dealing with her shit this time. Ryan and Jennifer's divorce finalized in August. Jennifer got the house, full custody, a decent settlement. She's thriving. Started dating in November, seems happy. Ryan sees his kids every other weekend. Lost some business, but not all of it. Reputation damaged, but not destroyed. And me? I'm here, in my apartment, with a woman I actually like, who actually respects me, with friends who actually showed up, with a job I'm good at, a life I built myself. People ask if I regret how I handled it. The public confrontation, the evidence dump, the Valentine's Day showdown. No. I needed the truth to be undeniable. For her, for me, for everyone who watched her gaslight me for 2 years. I needed proof that I wasn't paranoid, I wasn't crazy, I wasn't too sensitive. I was just a man who was finally paying attention. Would I do it again? Probably. Would I recommend it to everyone? No. Revenge didn't heal the wound. Dr. Hayes was right about that. But it did close the chapter. It gave me control over a situation where I'd felt powerless for so long. And now I'm writing a new chapter, one where I don't doubt myself, where I trust my instincts, where I don't accept being gaslit or manipulated or made to feel small. Rachel wakes up, comes into the kitchen, kisses my cheek. Merry Christmas, what are you thinking about? Honestly, I say. How different this year is from last year. Better? She asks. So much better, I say. We make breakfast together, put on music, dance around the kitchen like idiots. No ghosts here, no lies, no pretending. Just me, finally living in the truth. I wasn't paranoid, I was finally paying attention, and that made all the difference.